Let me get this straight. Haitians are saying they don't like black Americans because we bullied them when they were kids. But white America is bullying y'all right now while you're grown ass adults and y'all are crickets. White America is bullying your homeland and y'all don't have no smoke for them. Black American family, foundational black American family. Some people just can't be seen.
Nowhere. You would not stay in America. You would not have citizenship. They'd strip that shit from you and get you the fuck up out of here. All that goofy shit y'all claiming is insane. You were given citizenship here. You had to fight for it. You think if they repealed that shit, you would qualify? Y'all stupid. You're not equal to these white people. This is a white country. This is a white country. White rules. White power structure. You are still a guest in a house they made us build. And y'all are doing the same anti-black shit that they do, telling me because my mother's white, I can't call myself black because my father's black. Y'all sound like them. You sound stupid. You sound like one of their fucking...
It's the excitement for me. It's the excitement that gets me every time. Every time somebody posts a video like this addressing black Americans, talking about how we're going to be deported, we're going to lose our citizenship, ICE is racist, they're just deporting all black people, including black Americans, you guys are not safe, you guys are up next. Every time it's like they have this this psychopathic deer in the headlights look, like they're just like some kind of sick, twisted images are going through their heads of black Americans just being rounded up and shipped off and deported, and they're just like getting so excited about that. It's fucking weird. And this dude claims to be biracial. He claims that he has a black American father and a white mom. I don't believe that for one second. I believe that this guy is an immigrant, and I believe that he's feeling some type of way. I don't believe that he's any part biracial, mixed, none of that stuff. Look, y'all, Trump is not the most racist president we've ever had. I'm pretty sure almost 100%, if not 100%, of all the U.S. presidents that we've ever had are all racist and all hate black people. So if they could have got rid of us, they would have got rid of us a long time ago. They would not have waited until 2026 to start switching up shit.
Wow, 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 wow. These Asians are really amazing me. Bro, what do you mean you guys are also black Americans? Do you guys actually have a clue of black American history? Of course not. And the guts you guys have to actually come on to tell the black Americans that you guys are all the same when you all call them dirty and mannerless. This is so shocking to me, bro. Let's watch this together. What are they saying about this? They are saying the black Americans deserve the very punishment they are doing. They actually called for this. Now they are now getting what they actually requested for. They are getting what they actually deserve. Let's watch this together and see what is happening.
CBS News is reporting that ICE is apparently about to start targeting Haitian migrants in Ohio. So that means black people are about to start getting arrested.
Here we go.
And disappeared by ICE. I guarantee it. They're not going to be able to tell the difference between an American citizen
I knew
and a
this was gonna
Haitian
start.
migrant that has, came over because of TPS. Because they not only don't care, but they're also racist. A bunch of these people
It was just
are
a matter of
straight up
time.
racist, and they're being sent out to go wrangle up a group of black people in Ohio. That is not a good recipe, and they are going to target black people across the board. Like me, I'm a, I guess, stereotypical Haitian, right? I have a
We can
stereotypical
tell.
Haitian face.
I could tell.
Most people cannot tell, you Haitian or you this, you that. No one can tell at
He
all. No one has
absolutely
been
looks
able
Caribbean.
to tell my entire life. Only other Haitians can tell.
I could tell.
Swear to God, right? A black
Can you
American
tell?
might guess, are you from Nigeria? Are you from this, that, and the third? Like, they'll say all of those things.
Either way, an
without saying
immigrant.
Haiti. Same with a white person, same with, anyone else. So, just know, black people are going to be targeted, including black Americans.
That part. That's what he wanted to say. At the end of the day gotta end. Now, that's true too. But at the end of the day, black Americans are not immigrants. I don't know why y'all trying to fearmonger us. Like, what y'all want us to do? Get out in the street, picket, riot? Like, because temporary protection status is ending? What are we supposed to do? Why do we keep being drugged into this conversation? I saw a news clipping of them talking about temporary protection status ending, and the comment sections was filled with Haitians dragging Black Americans, talking about, oh, they still gonna shoot y'all down in the street and y'all are next and it's gonna be y'all time soon. It's like y'all are trying to do some type of root work, some spirit clicking to make us have this type of lived reality that y'all face every day, and it's not going to work. We're fighting back. We're not going. We are no longer going to take on the plight of being an immigrant, because we're not going to be out in the streets picketing and rioting and fighting the ice cream truck for people that absolutely would not do the same for us. As a collective, they would not. And I don't want to hear about Black Lives Matter. Everybody wanted to be outside. It was something that was very trending and very fashionable at the time to do. But we see what y'all do when y'all actually have absolute power and you all are in authoritative positions to enact change for Black Americans. You won't do it. We've heard Caribbeans, Africans, we've seen you all on the podium, on a world stage, on national television, speak out about, us having certain resources allocated and funds solely for us, reparations, etc. We see how you all act when y'all have the actual power to do something for us. You won't do it, but yet y'all trying to fearmonger us so that we could join the immigration plight. We're not immigrants, and y'all keep saying they can't tell us the difference. I could tell that you are not American, and you just said, oh, y'all would think I was Nigerian or something. Still an immigrant at the end of the day. And we have to get the due process is a thing. We have laws. Our infrastructure in this country, we have laws. We have due process. If we do get detained as Black Americans, as citizens, as heritage Black Americans, as foundational, Solon, ADOS, whatever you want to call us, we are not going to be deported because we're not immigrants. Where are they going to deport us to? We have paperwork. We have ID. We have birth certificates. We're not in any database or any immigration system. So y'all keep trying to manifest this reality for us, and it's not going to work because we are not immigrants. I know it hurts your feelings for those of you who keep trying to manifest this for us. I know it hurts you. It hurts you. It perturbs you. It disturbs your soul. It fucks with your demons that Black Americans, that there's actually a class of people that share your same hue of complexion that are literally indigenous to the United States of America. No matter which way you want to turn a key, I don't give a fuck. Pretending, whatever. To this country, we are a part of building this country. It makes you feel some type of way. It makes you feel inadequate to think, oh my God, people that look a little similar, a little same hue of complexion, literally were a major part in building a first world country. It makes you all feel some type of way. It's resentment, it's envy, it's jealousy. That's why y'all keep giving us this slack. However, it is reality. We're not immigrants. My family has never been to an immigration office. I wouldn't know where an immigration office was. I never had to get a green card. I never had to get a work visa. I never had to marry somebody so that I could stay in the country. That is just not my lived experience. So stop trying to create and manifest that for us. Anyways, y'all afraid of being deported. Now Black Americans going to be targeted because of TPS is ending. Spread love is the Brooklyn way. What y'all think? Sound off.
This is for the immigrants. If it doesn't apply, let it fly, okay? But when you guys say to Black Americans, we are going to be next when it comes to deportation, it gives crab in a barrel mentality. It gives, since we are the focus and our lives are threatened, we're going to point our fingers at Black Americans because we want them to suffer with us because they won't help us fight our good fight. And I just want to say, as Black Americans, we have our own pressing issues that we are dealing with within our own communities. The dismantling of DEI and so many different companies, affirmative action being gone, which the Asian community had a hand in making that happen. Hundreds of thousands of Black women are out of work and can't get hired. Every other week, a Black man or woman is being hung from trees. Their ruling is suicide, but we all know it's not. We got to deal with racism. Can't go into an Asian shop. You might get shot even if you don't got nothing, or be handled real nasty and rude. You're Black, you can't go too far with a group of white folks because you might not come home. We have so many things that we are dealing with within our own community, and I don't think it's fair to ask of us to help you fight your fight when you see that we are dealing with things in our own community. And as far as the Latin community, where are your thought leaders? The last time I saw that or heard, maybe I'm just late, that you guys had anybody representing your community was when the young Lords was a thing, and I think it was Jose Chacha Jimenez was the leader. You guys also had Jose Marti, Luis Marin, Cesar Chavez. These were all like political like thought leaders, but of yesteryear. Like, you guys need to go within your own community, and there needs to be some type of leaders or someone who can make things shake for your community. You gotta stop calling on the Black community for everything. We are tired of fighting. Our people have been fighting since the beginning of time. Black Americans, we are foundational to this country. We are foundational Black Americans, meaning that we were here before the foundation of America, when it was the 13 colonies, when New York was called the New Amsterdam. All right? So before we can be deported, all of those people that came here through Ellis Island would be deported first. Okay? So we can't be deported.
Every time somebody says that Black Americans are going to be deported, outside of the fact that it just makes them look like an idiot, it immediately lets me know that they have no idea how America works. They have no idea about the system that they willfully immigrated into. Black Americans have always been America's biggest asset. We have always been the profit of America, even going beyond slavery. America wouldn't be what it is had they not had hundreds of years of free labor. Okay. But even going beyond that, once we were freed, we were still their biggest asset. Our culture that we created was the biggest asset that was exported even till this day. So even when you look at, like, I just saw Tariq Nasheed talk about the Negro Leagues, right? They didn't start integrating players from the Negro Leagues into the major leagues until they saw that the Negro Leagues were actually becoming more popular than the regular major league that was white only. So they didn't integrate or take these players out of the kindness of their heart because they just wanted to do the right thing. It was all about what was profitable. They saw money bags because that's how this country works. Why would you get rid of in masses, even if you could, even if that were an option as a entity, why would you get rid of your biggest asset? See, the system isn't solely about white supremacy because white people are being crushed underneath the system too. The system only cares about what they can use to maintain itself for whoever is in control of the system, whoever is at the top of the hierarchy, the oligarchs. That's what they care about. That's the reason why everybody is pushed into this capitalist slave-like society and this crushing weight of price gouging and having to work yourself into a grave just to maintain a life or to earn a living. Everybody is basically pushed into that same system, regardless of color. Doesn't matter if you're white. If the system can use you as a slave, it will absolutely do that. And you see, they bring these immigrants over here and they use them as a buffer class or as a working class or as a cheap labor class. And they make you think that this is this big American dream. But what they're really doing is they're using you. Kind of like when you hire a prostitute to satisfy your needs. You fuck them in their ass. And then when you're done, you toss them a couple dollars, call them an Uber, and tell them to get the fuck out of here. That's exactly what America does to immigrants. That's exactly what's happening right now. They bring you over here, they fuck you in your ass, they give you a couple dollars, and they ship you up out of here when they're done with you. They can't ship Black Americans anywhere, but they wouldn't want to do that anyway because, once again, our culture is marketable. Everything that we do, they take it, they export it, and they profit from it. And they've been doing that for centuries. They've been doing that for the longest. So they're never going to get rid of us, even if they could. And if they, and think about it, how much money would it take to get rid of 40, 50 million people? 40, 50 million of your biggest asset, you're going to ship it off to somewhere else. And you know damn well that if they was to actually do that, our country would be more poppin' than anyone in this world, including the United States. And it would be somewhere that everybody would want to be. I guarantee you 100%. The proof is already in the pudding. So, food for
do not again try and come on any of my videos trying to justify immigrants built this country. Don't do it, because that's a lie. And I'm getting ready to go into why. Okay. So a lot of what's going on with the TPS and everything, which is unfortunate for a lot of different groups. But I work on facts. Okay. So here are the facts. Okay. Immigrants did not build this country. This is a huge country. They haven't built one state in this country. Okay. Not at all. Okay. The infrastructure and everything was built and they came into an already built country. Okay. That's number one. Number two, a lot of you like to say, well, this many thousand people from I'm going to say Haiti because that was the last comment I read. This many Haitians came into the United States of America, 56,000, and did this. Thing about it is, Black Americans by the thousands went into, during the 1800s, as a matter of fact, went into the Caribbean. Okay. And at this point, I'm going to talk about Hispaniola. Okay. And there are remnants of this. If you want proof of this, we have a Black diaspora called the Samana. Okay, people. And they're down in that area. Okay. And they built a prosperous enclave before it was attacked by the Dominican Republic because the Dominican Republic was jealous. Okay. Now, and I can get into that anyway, but besides all that, Black Americans were involved contributed to several different countries in the Caribbean and in the Central American states. Okay. But we don't walk around saying we built these nations. And when I tell you that we did a lot of building, we did a lot of building. And as far as with the Central American states, there was a lot of money Black American put in. White America didn't put in a dime, especially when it came down to Haiti. They didn't build anything. They didn't put in a dime. They didn't lift a brick. Okay, but you don't see Black Americans talking about, oh, we built Haiti. We don't do that. We don't walk around like that. So because it's disrespectful. Because for the thousands that went into those countries in the Caribbean, there were millions there that did far more work over the centuries than us. So it's disrespectful. We wouldn't do that. Okay, just because 50,000 or however many that lady said, 50,000, whoever went here and did something over here, that doesn't mean you built the United States of America. No Caribbean people built even a full state in the United States. So you have to consider how you speak. That the phrase immigrants built this country is a lie. Okay. Another thing I want to get into is the reason, and I'm gonna go into, since I brought up the Samana people. Okay. A lot of people don't even know about the Samana people, but here's how this went down. Okay. And I wrote, matter of fact, I reprinted this book right here. I reprinted Reverend M.W. Thornton's book entitled The White Negro for a reason. Because inside this book, when you get further into it, and I wrote an afterword, which is at the back of the book, about lynchings and so forth, right? But when you get to the back of the book, he was warning Black Americans of the schemes people were using to get Black Americans to move out of the United States of America. These schemes are still going on today. One of the schemes is this birthright citizenship stuff going on. Okay. All right. So this is a book where he actually warned Black Americans of all the schemes. Now let's talk about Black Americans and I'm gonna try to squeeze this in. Let's talk about Black Americans and what was going on with Black Americans when they moved into Hispaniola, which is now Haiti and the Dominican Republic, because of a war they split. Okay. So back in the day, the same society, the American Colonization Society that tried to get Black Americans to go to Liberia, and some of them went free Black Americans to go to Liberia. That's the same one that tried to do the same thing with Haiti. But here's the thing. There was a person inside the American Colonization Society that went rogue. The American Colonization Society did not want Black Americans to go to Haiti. Why? Because they were afraid that that would boost Haiti's economy. Because Black Americans knew far too much. Okay, so they were like, all right, we send Black Americans down there, that's gonna boost Haiti for real. Okay, they didn't want that, but a rogue white man went and tried to convince the president at that time. Said, we trying to get free Black Americans out of here, so we can have this country. So can you just take them? The president wasn't trying to hear that white man. Okay, the president wasn't trying. He was like, no, because what you're not gonna do is have me go behind Black Americans' back and double cross them like that. No, instead. Even though the president did want Black Americans in Haiti, he said, no, I don't want to work with you. I'm going to work with Black people. So he sent Haitians to Black America to ask Black America to come to Haiti and help build. Okay. So there were a lot of free Black Americans who went into Haiti, okay, and started building maritime, building from agriculture on up, building alongside Haitians. Okay, building big time, because during that time people had different skill sets, and Black Americans had a plethora of skill sets that Haiti needed at that time as an independent nation. Okay, and Black Americans at that time said, okay, we're going to go into this free Black nation. It was the first free Black nation over here. Okay, so they were excited. Okay, so we went over there and they said, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this together. They were trying to work together. Most Black Americans went back to the United States of America after a lot of stuff was completed, but there's a section of Black Americans that didn't. Okay, and this is where you get the Samana. They ended up staying and they became the Samana. Okay, so the Black American, basically, for those who don't understand that, the Black American people are the ancestors to the Samana. Okay, and they still celebrate some of the certain things we celebrate and everything like that. However, now this is what happened. Okay, so this is how you know that's the footprint of Black America in that particular area in the Caribbean. Okay, the Samana were so successful in their area until later on the DR, the Dominican Republic, attacked them for their success. Okay, so the Samana had one of the most successful enclaves in the Caribbean. Okay, and the DR didn't like that. They attacked them. Okay, so y'all can go read up on that. I said that in general, but and to this day, you never hear Black Americans saying we built these countries in the Caribbean, although we are responsible for contributing a whole bunch in the very beginnings of the societies there. Okay, it's just disrespectful. But there's not one state that Caribbean people or any other that they built. There's not one state that they built. So to get on the microphone and say you built this when you came into, especially with New York, because a lot of people went to New York, you came into an infrastructure that was already built by Black Americans and Native Americans. You came into that. It was built. It's very disrespectful to say you built a country you didn't build. You just didn't. And that's all.
And Haitian, they work hard. They're always on time at their work. They don't take no days off, no days out. They're always there. And we built America. So I don't know what's going on.
Several months later.
The Trump administration is planning a major crackdown on Haitian immigrants. Yesterday, more than 300,000 Haitians lost their temporary protected status in the U.S. after a Supreme Court ruling last month. Now, sources tell ABC News ICE is ramping up plans to ramp up operations to arrest and deport them.
As of Monday, potentially hundreds of thousands of immigrants who were lawfully present in the country for years are now finding themselves out of a job and susceptible to deportation. That's after the Supreme Court paved the way in June for the Trump administration to end temporary protected status for Haiti and Syria, saying that the decision to end it is not reviewable by a judge. Now, so far, the administration appears to be poised to ramp up enforcement operations targeting Haitians. One source familiar with the situation telling ABC News those potential plans could still change. But in the meantime, Haitian communities across the country are now on edge in court. Attorneys argued that the decision to end protections was based partly on racial animus, and they pointed to several claims that the president and vice president have made about Haitians as an example, including the false claims that they were eating pets in Springfield, Ohio.
For that Haitian girl that went on the podcast and called Black Americans dirty, we don't side with that. I'm a Haitian and I don't agree, and that was her opinion. It's not the majority, it's a minority, because I love my African American people. So whatever her opinion is not the same with me. I want you to remember that not everyone feels that way. So yeah, that's her opinion, not ours.
I am not a Black American. I am a Black Haitian American. And trust me, all Black Haitian Americans claim to be Haitian Americans or just Haitian. We never claim to be Black American, and we're not doing that now. So please miss us with whoever is confusing. Any Haitian person you meet, ask them, like, yo, where you from? What are you? They'll be like, Haitian. Hey, what's your name? Pierre, Jean, France. Something Haitian. You're gonna know off back. We Haitian. We never strayed from that. We love repping that. We're very prideful of that. So I don't know why anyone would think that we're trying to become anything but Haitians.
Guy, I actually feel sorry for these Haitians Yeah, I feel sorry for them because what do you mean they have to get back to their country and start from scratch? Some of them are already homeless in their very country, the country they migrate to for greener pasture, and they build their whole life there. They have been driven away. But actually, they all called for this because they voted for Trump to actually punish the Black Americans. And guess what? It actually backfired, and they are now facing their consequences and what they call on to themselves. Follow me to the end. Follow me to the end. And please do not forget to like and subscribe to this channel because I bring you content like this every single day, every single week. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in my next episode.